Good old cube steak.
Country fried cube steak. Better than Mama used to cook. And Mama cooks good. You won't see no officer cooking no country fried cube steak. Only sergeants. Only sergeants can cook. I battered it up in flour. Poured some pure Wesson vegetable oil in there. Put it on heat, warmed it up. Now we got some pure, good old country fried cube steak.
So what are you doing there, Sergeant Steve?
This is how I batter it up right here. Put a little flour in there, and I'm gonna flip it over a couple times, get a lot of good batter on it. And when these are done, I'm gonna throw it in here, and this will be the end result right here.
That's some good looking meat you got there, Sergeant Steve.
That's some good looking meat. Oh,
Oh.
all the blood juices are coming out of it.
Now how long you gonna cook that?
I'm gonna cook it till it gets brown on the outside. Then I'm gonna put a slit in the middle and see if it's still red. If it's red, cook it some more. When it turns brown in the middle, it's done.
All right.
Until the blood quits coming out.
All right. What else we gonna have tonight?
Mashed potatoes. These are country crock side dishes. You throw them in the microwave. They're almost like Mama's. Not quite as good, but close.
Okay. So an officer could cook those because you just open it up and stick it in the microwave?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, officer could cook those. Cooking with the sergeants.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Is that getting about close to being done?
Yeah, it's almost done. I'm gonna throw a little salt and pepper on it. I should have salt and peppered it before. I like to have a lot of salt and pepper on it. I won't put too much, but it's pretty close to being done.
All right. Just salt and pepper to taste. Is there anything you look for when you bought that piece of meat, or just bought some meat?
I just make sure it's fresh. Get some cube steak. Make sure it's cube steak.
All right. I'm gonna fix us up some cornbread in a little pan here.
Okay.
And we'll maybe have some vegetables. And this episode of Cooking with the Sergeants will be done.
Okay. Country fried steak.
All right.
That's the last piece.
We're gonna make some cornbread muffins. Now, how you make cornbread muffins? You gotta have the right cornmeal for it. Don't buy the yellow cornmeal, because it's awful. It's awful. Just trust me, it's awful. You can't do anything with it. So what I do, take 2 cups of cornmeal, such as Martha White. That'll work. And on the back it says Southern Cornbread. If Southern's in the name, it can't be wrong. So you can get some Martha White Southern Cornbread mix, you'll be okay. 2 cups of that, a little dash of salt, a dash of sugar. Now you won't find sugar in the recipe, but that makes good cornbread, just a little bit, spoonful or so. You also take eggs, or in this case, I use egg beaters. Now use an egg beater, you just take a third of it. 1/3 of the egg beater is pretty much equivalent to an egg. So I'm going to put 1/3 of a cup of the egg beaters in there. And I also use buttermilk. Now you can use plain milk, but buttermilk just tastes better. Buttermilk cornbread. So I'll take a third of that cup there, the buttermilk, pour it right on top, and then a cup, so a cup and a third. You've already got your third of the cup out where you used to measure out your egg beater. So it's convenient. Put it in a bowl you got plenty of room to mix it up in. Take a whisk. A whisk works great. A spoon will work, but it just doesn't do it good. Use a whisk. You got an old plastic whisk that comes here in the apartment, or you can go buy you a metal whisk, or however you want to do it. But anyway, just want to mix all that up. Mix it up to get all the lumps out. Make it nice and smooth. Now if you use a glass bowl, you can pick it up and look under it to make sure you didn't leave any, but you didn't get stirred in, so that looks good there. Now tonight, instead of making it in the cornbread, the frying pan, you've got here, we'll get into seasoning the frying pan later. You can't just go buy a frying pan and use it, or your cornbread will be awesome. You gotta season it, gotta work it in. So I just got a regular old muffin pan here and some cooking spray. Freeze your cups good. And we'll need some kind of dip. Now you want to take, when you're filling your muffin pans up, you don't want to fill the whole cup up. Just put about 2/3. Now most of these will hold a cup, about a half a cup, so 1/3 of the cup works fine to fill them up just the right amount. Put too much in there, it'll overflow in your oven and it'll be nasty. So I've already preheated my oven to 450 degrees. I'm going to fill up the little muffin cups, stick them in there. I'm going to cook these about 15 to 20 minutes. And the way you know they're done, you take a toothpick and stick in them, stick that in the middle of it, and if it comes out clean, you know your cornbread's done, and ready to go to eat with your turnips or your beans, or in our case tonight, cube steak. Compliments of Sergeant Hicks. A little bit more here and we'll be done. Say about 1/3 of a cup in each one of the little muffin holes there. Now most of you enlisted folks shouldn't have a problem with this. But if you're an officer or so, you may just want to go buy the cornmeal mix and all you gotta do is just put some water in it and put it in the oven. Or maybe get your sergeant or your specialist or PFC to make you some. Or buy this video, maybe you good luck on cooking it yourself.
You're supposed to be educated.
Yeah. Now in your oven, get down here where we can see this thing. I've got mine set right about the middle. If you put it too low or too high, your stuff won't do right. So put the middle rack right there. You don't want to put it on top, because you'll just burn the top of your stuff. So we're going to set that on about 15 minutes. Set the timer up here. Well, maybe not. There we go. About 15 minutes, and when we get back, we're going to
Where are you going?
we're going to go ahead and cook something else. Make sure your timer's on, and you're good to go. All right, so while we're waiting on our cornbread to finish, Sergeant Steve's going to fix us up some mashed taters there. We can say mashed taters, can't we? It's our video.
Yeah, mashed taters.
All right.
I can cook real mashed potatoes, but that takes way too much time.
Yeah.
Cut the film around the edge and remove. Microwave tub uncovered on high 5 minutes, stirring once halfway through. Stir before serving. But all you gotta do with these.
Officer proof.
Yeah, definitely. If they can read.
Yeah.
The green beans now, I got regular old green beans out of the can. And I put a good bit of salt and pepper in them. And I put a little dash, maybe a teaspoon of oil. And I did about a pinch of Splenda, because it makes it taste better.
Okay.
My mama taught me that.
All right. And mamas know how to cook.
Mamas know how to cook.
Do you use just any old oil?
I used safe flour oil.
Some of that junk you buy at the PX. But
Yeah.
about any oil will do.
Yeah, any
Okay.
oil. I usually just use regular Wesson vegetable oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Olive oil probably work too.
Olive oil, yeah, that's probably the best olive oil.
Yeah.
I'm not real health conscious. I should be. But, you know, I am a soldier though. I should be health conscious. We should all be health conscious.
Maybe we can do the Soldier's Creed while we're waiting on the food to cook.
I am an American soldier award.
I was kidding.
Okay.
But go ahead if the spirit moves you.
That's all right. I leave that to Sergeant Vickery.
All right. So right now we're cutting the top off the taters.
Or you Yankees potatoes.
Yeah. We are up north, so I guess we ought to speak to speak. Yeah, watch that eye over. It looks a little hot. And then bean.
Yeah. There you go. First fire, oh.
Oh.
And you microwave for 5 minutes on high.
Now what you saw Sergeant Steve do with that box was re-verify the directions. Anybody just doesn't read it one time and then put it down because, you know, you don't want to burn your potatoes. So it's a
Cut film around the edge and remove. Microwave the tub uncovered at high for 5 minutes, stirring once halfway through.
Now is that halfway through the time or halfway through the tub?
I don't know, maybe officer could tell us that. No, it's halfway through the time.
Okay, that's a little ambiguous. Maybe you ought to write Country Crock and tell them to clarify their directions a little
Right.
bit. Alright. Well, while we're waiting on that, we'll talk a minute about the frying pan. I'll flip my little viewfinder so I can see what I'm doing. The frying pan is still hot because I've had it cured in the oven. So what you want to do before you pick your frying pan up is make sure it's not going to burn your little fingers.
Yeah, that is a wise thing to do.
Yeah. Now most of your frying pans, when you buy them, they'll just be frying pans. They won't be like the one like Mama cooked on. It was old and black and really broke in and seasoned good. The way I do mine is buy, you know, of course, you gotta wash it, pull the stickers off, make sure you get all the glue out, and then just take some oil. For instance, like this safflower oil, this garbage we bought at the PX, it said Hollywood on it, so it might be good or it might not. Well, you know how people from Hollywood are. But anyway, just pour some in there and run it around and make sure you get the bottom of the pan coated and then get the inside of the pan coated good. Coat around the top, coat on the bottom. Now you don't want it dripping off, just enough to clean. And if you have some extra in the bottom of the pan right here, that's okay because because it's okay. What
It's
you'll
okay?
do next, it's okay, according to Sergeant Steve. Put it in the oven and bake it. Just let it bake, you know, put it on like 300 or 350 and forget about it for about an hour or so. Come back and check on it, make sure your oven's not burning down or anything. Of course, you don't want to leave your apartment when you do that. Then, put it here where y'all can see me for a minute. Then when it's done, you just take it out and look at it. You know, make sure you inspect it. You know, ours has been a little rough because we put it in the dishwasher. Now, it's not a bad idea to put it in the dishwasher. Just don't do it all the time, because when you do, then you'll end up having to re-season it. But you want to make sure that it's not rusty. Nobody wants to eat rusty cornbread or fried chicken or whatever. You know. Rusty food is nasty. Looks like Steve's going to stir his tub halfway through. Is it hot?
Yeah.
You want to verify that something you take out is hot, otherwise it'll burn your little fingers. Let's see if I can get some instruction on here with Sergeant Steve doing that.
As the directions said, after 2 minutes and halfway through, stir up your potatoes. Always follow your directions. I don't like reading directions, but
The food is different.
your food, yeah. So I'm stirring it up. Now I'm going to cook it again for another halfway through.
All right.
I poured my oil. I poured my nasty oil in my used green bean can. That way you shouldn't dump oil down a garbage disposal because it'll mess up. It'll clog up. It could mess up your pipes, cause them to break, especially if it's hot oil. It's not wise to pour oil down the sink. So I always pour it in a used can like this one.
Okay.
And that way when it's, I can just throw it out because it'll harden back up, you know.
Okay.
Be just like garbage.
So that's sort of akin to eating a lot of fat and it's going through our blood vessels and clogging up our blood vessels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like we're fixing to do here in a few minutes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you want to keep your plumbing healthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep your plumbing healthy in all aspects of your life.
All right. Now probably what we're going to eat for breakfast, because we're having all this red meat and stuff with a little bit of grease, which is good because you need some fat in your diet. We're probably going to have some oatmeal to counteract that tomorrow. Or we might have some as a midnight snack because, you know, we're all...
Or we might have ice cream. I'm a real fan of ice cream. Cookies and cream.
Now that's Safeway Select, but will any do?
Well, no. You want to go with the light brand. Go with the light brand because that's lower in calories. Any brand will do that. I prefer Oreo.
Yeah, I got you. But since you bought the last, I won't complain.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks like our beans are boiling. You reckon we ought to turn them down a little bit?
The beans are boiling. You probably want to turn them down a little bit. What do you think about putting in the dishwasher, your pan here?
Yeah, it's dishwasher safe. That's one of the reasons I bought it.
Well, that's good. That's good. That way we won't have to clean anything hardly.
No, because we're lazy. We're soldiers.
Right. Look at our apartment. If the officers want to come look at our apartments, you're more than welcome. But
Just don't ask us to cook for you.
and we're not cleaning either. We're not cleaners. We're cookers.
That's right. Now hold on a minute. Let's see. Now they may be asking ourselves now, what do these guys know about food? Look at us. Look at me.
Look at me.
This didn't come from starving to death. And I don't eat out a lot. So, you know,
I love to eat.
I love to eat too. We're going to eat here in a minute, aren't we?
Yep.
All right. Sound like our potatoes are done. See, he was smart this time. He's going to grab an oven mitt.
Oven mitt. Potatoes are done.
Now the directions say stir them again. That's just what you're doing.
Just stir them again.
Okay. I didn't see anything in directions about getting down while you're stirring it though.
It didn't say anything about getting burned either.
Okay. Well, it looks like we got about 5 more minutes left on the cornbread.
It's all working out pretty good.
Yeah, what are we going? Oh, we already covered dessert.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah. And that's something even officers can do. You mean you can just go down to the store and buy you some ice cream. There's no preparation needed other than putting it in a bowl, you know.
Might throw the meat in there for 50 seconds, warm it up.
Okay.
And we're about ready to eat.
All right.
I don't think I'm fat. I don't look fat on there.
I mean, you're not skin and bones. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell people don't know how to cook because they're just all thin and wormy looking.
Right. I'm a bodybuilder.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What else we got in the kitchen? We got some whole grain bread. Now,
This is the best bread I've ever eaten. I was out on site the other day. We work on sites. I can't really explain what we do, but
yeah, don't ask about that.
don't ask. But this is the best bread. I was eating it plain, by myself, without anything. That is the best bread I've ever eaten. It's called whole grain Arnold's bread.
Whole grain classics.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
Good bread.
get a good picture of that for the officers so they, you know, so they'll know what to look for.
Whole grain.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and that's good with peanut butter and jelly on it or by itself.
It's good. Everything.
Yeah.
This bread almost tastes like my grandma used to make. My Mama Grace made homemade bread, and it was pretty close to that.
Cool. Now we'll talk about the nutritional aspect of bread. Bread's got a bad rap lately for carbohydrates and such.
Carbs are good.
Yeah, good carbohydrates, and bread is considered a low glycemic index carbohydrate. So don't splurge, you know, but don't be afraid of bread. Bread is good.
Yeah.
Bread has been around as long as bread has been around,
Yeah.
which is a long time.
Jesus.
Yeah, they had bread back then. It was in the
Yeah.
Bible.
Bible.
If it's a Bible, it's got to be good for you.
Yeah, it's in the Bible.
Okay. And
Well, I'm ready to eat.
I'm ready to eat too. Hot dog. No, we don't eat hot dogs. Hot dogs are bad for us.
Hot dogs, bad.
Yeah.
Bread, good. Remember, bread, Jesus, hot dogs,
And light ice cream.
light ice cream. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, you want a plate?
Yeah, let's see.
We're going to eat.
We'll sit this down here. Sit it right there and show these boys how to fix the plate.
We ain't calling you boys now. Thank
This
you.
boys in a good way.
Yeah. Boys.
Y'all see what I'm doing? I'm holding a bowl for Sergeant Steve. See, people aren't considerate like they used to be.
Burgess wouldn't do that.
The world would be, yeah. The world would be a better place if people were more considerate of each other. Now, I'm not going to give them a hug or anything.
No,
We're going to
no,
turn
no.
some lights on, and we don't believe in burning candles while we're eating. That's weird between two guys. So,
Yeah, that's strange. We
Thank you.
won't get into all that.
yeah, that's portion control right there. See, I'll leave a little bit more so we can come back and eat twice.
Yeah. And I get one more little scoop.
Steve might get more than I did, but that's okay because he bought the potatoes today.
But I don't mind.
And I don't mind either. All right.
I like to put a little salt and pepper on my potatoes.
Season the taste is what you're saying.
Roger.
Okay.
Vector to your left. That's a little joke there.
Yeah.
Anybody watches this up here get it.
Yeah.
Need a fork?
Sure. I don't
There you
think I'll eat caveman style. I'll go ahead and get a piece of this meat here. Mmm. I bet the vegetarians would love that.
Yeah. Pita.
Yeah.
To all my pita friends, I love meat.
Pita, that's the type of bread, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, we're going to have some salad. I got some salad.
I don't want any salad.
Okay. I might have some salad. I got some officer-proof salad.
If you want some salad, you can.
Yeah. When I say officer-proof, I mean you just got to buy the bag,
Man, that's good.
either cut the top off the bag or tear a hole in it. Just don't tear it so it blows up everywhere because then it's salad on the floor and that's not really good.
That's a good meal right there.
I think I'll have me a little salad, a little green stuff.
Reminds me back of the early 80s, mid 80s when I lived at home. We had a lot of cube steak. That was my favorite. Back in Westminster, South Carolina.
And Culture Club was his favorite band.
And Wham was his favorite band.
Alrighty.
Matter of fact, he was walking around singing, "Wake me up before you go, go." I don't know who he's singing to. Sure wasn't
I
me.
didn't want you to leave without me to go into the grocery store.
Wow.
So I got my salad in and I got my Ken's fat-free dressing, sun-dried tomato vinaigrette. It's very good. I recommend it. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. Because a little dab will do. That's done. Hey, just in time for the cornbread. That annoying beep is it's not your mother-in-law calling. It's the timer on the oven saying, the food is ready. So we're gonna open these puppies up. They look like they could cook a little bit more because they're not really, you can't see them. Let's see if I can do this without burning my hand because these are hot. See how these are still a little, whatever you call that? They're kind of bouncy. I like my cornbread just a little bit darker on top, so we're going to stick it back in there. And that's free, that's up to you. I'll probably do that about 2 more minutes. Let's go 2.5, 3. And then we'll come back and check on them in a moment. Hey Steve, you need a knife?
I got one blanket.
All right. Get some beans here. All right. How about something to drink?
I got one blanket.
Okay. We're gonna have some iced tea that we made in our tea maker using filtered water from our filter. Because the water up here is horrendous. It's atrocious. Tastes like pool water. Smells like pool water. Maybe it came from the pool downstairs. I don't know. So, you got some tea. You got some water in there. You get cold. We got a full refrigerator. But the easiest way to make tea, we went out and got one of these iced tea machines, iced tea makers from Mr. Coffee, and that works really good. Just take your tea. Now we found if you take a coffee filter, a regular old cup coffee filter, and just stick down in there and take your tea bags. It takes 3 of them in this machine. Your family size tea bags. Just tear the top off and drop them down that coffee filter. And just come over here and you put your water in there. It's got a little line in there. Just put your water in it. Bring that bad boy over. Put the top down. Now you got to put your pitcher in there. It's all going to dump out. And you'll have tea on the floor, which is like salad on the floor. It's not good. Smash the button on the side, and it's done. When it's done, it'll just turn off on its own. Got about another minute on the cornbread. I'll try my tea I made here. It's good tea. Let's say three tea bags make about 3 quarts of tea. That's how big the pot is, or the tea pitcher. Put about 1.5 cups of sugar or Splenda, or a cup of sugar and 1/2 cup of Splenda, or vice versa. You know, about 1.5 cups is sweet enough. You don't want it sweet enough to eat on your pancakes. Unless you're like Grandma, then it's sweet enough to eat on your pancakes. All right. Let's see what else we used. So we used cornmeal. We had 2 cups of cornbread, a cup of buttermilk, an egg, or 1/3 of a cup of egg beaters, about the same. And then make that, if you use a regular old frying pan like this, 450 for about 25 minutes. Or if you're using the little muffin cups, about 15 minutes, or in our case tonight, about 18 minutes is what it's going to look like. So let's see how they look now. Yeah, that's a little bit. Actually, that's a lot better. That's how I like my cornbread to look right there. So, set those right there. Take my fork, shake the goo off. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a good piece of cornbread right there. And I'm going to take 2 because I like cornbread. Alright, cooking with the Sargents. It ain't hard, it ain't expensive, and even an officer can do it. Good luck. Hey, Steve.
Good.
Good.
Sitting here watching Britney Spears. I like that Britney Spears.
Okay, we won't show this to the wives.
My wife knows I think Britney Spears is hot.
All right. So tune in next time to Cooking with the Sargents. We'll